Okay, as promised, there's no internet connection right now, so we are recording and then we're going to post it in our channel. And I just want to preface that because that's why. And we already figure it out. If something happened, we can just record it, and then finally, when the light is on again, we can post it like right away. So, couple things. What's weird is that the intro is 33 seconds and then the light the light went off in 3 p.m. 33. So it's like I don't know what's happening. It's like such a magical number to begin with, but then like okay, it's fine. So, I have something that really it used to bother me a lot to be in this kind of moments, but eventually I figured out that I don't need to be so hard on myself. The context is there's this guy that I follow on YouTube. His name is Oscar Patel, and right now he has a scandal that calling him out that he is a scammer because and I knew this and I today because I know this. I okay, let me rephrase that. I know this because today I watch about the scandal. I watched the video from Atozy, Atozy. So if you search his channel on YouTube, you will see that he cover one of cover the story of how Oscar Patel crashing down. So I'm like, oh, I think that's why he hasn't posted any video. Because I'm like, this guy has not posting. He hasn't posted any video because I only follow him on YouTube. To be honest, like I already searched for so many people, and I'm like, do I really want to stay on this person's space? Do I really want to stay in this person's space? Because my thing is that I don't idolize people. If by any chance their videos is on my channel, then I would actually just watch it, not necessarily subscribe or anything. And having me to subscribe to something is really, really a hardcore task because I'm such a caring person. If you are in my world, then I will take care of you. I will watch everything and all that stuff. And that's why I don't follow anyone on social media because having that person's idea, having that person's video is always like it's my obligation to actually watch everything. And I did for him because I have some project going on and it's literally coincide with what he shares eventually. So that's a context in it. And he hasn't posted any video. And I'm like, what's going on? I just like asked the question yesterday, and then today in the morning there was a video recommendation from Atozy, and I watched it. Oh, that's why he has not posted any video. He has not posted any video because he has scandal that is calling him a liar based on his credential because apparently he never intern in the association that he talked about. And all of the stuff that he shares now are tainted with this scam feeling. And people were like, oh my God, you're a scammer. And I heard that his community is also shut down because of that. So I don't know what's going wait a minute. What is his future plan for it? Because I personally have follow him, have used his shared his free technique around not looks maxing in general. It's just like you are fixing the asymmetry of your face. So if your asymmetry is not based on your bones and you're still you are you are not growing anymore, meaning that you are not a child who still have soft bones here and there, then you can fix your asymmetry if it's like based on the muscle itself. And I have that going on. And I I know the principle of his work. So I also personally know how to fix certain symmetry because I found it myself through watching Mandragon. So Mandragon is a chiropractic practitioner, and she is really big on YouTube, and I watch her quite a while, and I see how she does the way how she does her work, and it's doing like this, and I finally found the way to fix my hip asymmetry through her. That's how I learned it. But I didn't learn it the way it was presented because she didn't talk anything about the technique itself. She just like show it. It's this, and I'm like, okay, let's try that because I think like we have problem in that, and it really does help. And I did the same with Oscar Patel's work, but the thing is that he is not licensed. So when you are working with physical human body, there are some doctors, practitioners that just have this licensee um planted, no, licensee like conditions on the credential itself. And I'm like, that's okay. I don't know why it become this huge, but there are some things that I noticed personally because at some point he talked about the association that he interned at, but then he become less and less specific about it, and eventually what he does is somewhat like, okay, you can do it this way, you can do it this way. So in the coaching industry, this is the problem. So in the new media, this is the problem is that there is no laws that telling that you can post this, you can post this, you can post that because there is no legality on it. It just like it's a personal experience. What you can say about it. And that freedom is somewhat abused by some people. And at some point I feel like because it's already out in the public and I haven't checked it myself, so don't quote me on this. I just want to share the process to help support yourself. Later we get on it. But the thing is that I have found that through his work, I found one key fix, like permanent fix on my shit. So I have a physical asymmetry, misalignment, and all that stuff. And I found that one of his way. So he talked about massaging the rib cage. So I'm like, okay, so massaging the rib cage here, and I did that myself. But eventually, I need to um update it, like using it my way, using my senses. Okay, how does this make sense? Because we do get better by doing this. In his teaching, in his sharing, he said a lot something along. If you have some digestive problem, you can massage the rib cage to help your digestive system work its way. And so relaxation help. So I did that. I massaged the rib cage here eventually, but I did it because I noticed myself that my side is actually a symmetry. There is a symmetry happening, and I'm like, why is this side is less smooth than this? Because I have that problem. So I don't know. I massage the shoulder. I massage the back of my neck here that is connected to the shoulder. I massage the shoulder blade like right here. Everything works out, and I found a couple spot that it could be a knot, but it's still like it's not fixed. And then I'm like, I still feel the discomfort in my shoulder that I still feel like I need I need to force the symmetry itself. So I don't know what's wrong with it. And then I found his sharing around you can massage the rib cage. Okay, you can massage the rib cage. And it's painful. So if you have been working with your muscle, when you have so many asymmetry going on in your body, when you massage a knot somewhere, it hurts really bad. And it hurts like that. So I'm like, okay, there's something wrong because in here, when I massage it here, it doesn't work. It doesn't hurt. In here, it's like fucking hurts. And I'm like, okay, we found it. We found another one. And then I work on it, but then it doesn't work the way he said it. I didn't use any tools because he shared it in the way that you can use the gua sha. And I'm like, I don't fucking use that. So I just use my fingers essentially, just like tracing the between and rib cage. And I'm like, okay, it works perfectly fine. But then it's still not fixed. And I'm like, okay, so how does it work? Because I know that this is the problem is with the rib cage itself. I can't really like I push it like this, it doesn't help because there are some misplacement on people when with the rib cage itself, it can like shift. I don't know how it shifted, why it shifted, I don't know. But apparently that's not also that is also not the issue. And then I'm like, okay, maybe like we can put the middle line and then see if we can stretch it from there to the end out. And I'm like, I did that with this. Doesn't feel anything. And then we did it with this. Like, oh, okay, here, like in here, specific part of here. It's like it's pulling everything, and then it's like it shifted all of this, and then that's why like my shoulder feels really weird. And whenever I lay down on the floor, this shoulder never touch the floor because it's like this. It's like you move. It's like forward. So I'm like, okay. Then I'm gonna start here one time, fix everything. That's it. I fix my shoulder because the rib cage here eventually released the tension. So what I mean by this is that someone out there can share whatever it is that they know, but eventually you need to alchemize that technique, that way, that path, that solution that they have, because that fits theirs. It's not fitting yours. And when you understand this, you will make everything that you find work for you because you know where is the pain point in your body, where is the key, where is the separation itself. Okay, this is work for them because they have this going on, but for me it doesn't work that way, so I need to find that spot myself. When you know how to tweak it, it adjusts magically, permanently. That's the thing. So this is a principle that I use in my business, is that because I'm doing the inner work for other people, and I always said, like, if you find just one key, one if you focus on just one, you will find the solution. But where is that? What is that? That's the thing. Now, for this, what's left is that because we now know that Oscar Patel might not be the best person to learn um, the thing about this, you need to be aware that at some point you are in this person's space. And instead of saying like this person is a scammer, that person is a scammer, this person is the to put a blame on everything that I have going on. It's just this person is the problem and all that stuff. But you are the person that is in that person's space, the scammer space. And what does it say about you? Have you internalized that? Because this is also my problem. My biggest problem is that I took everything into my shit, because I understand it as like, uh, it actually doesn't matter if that person share whatever it is in the world. The thing is that I'm in front of that person, and eventually I said yes. And am I also a scammer? Am I also in this twisted negativity energy? I'm like, I don't know. What do you say? Now, in the past, I used to be the person who take the blame to myself because I know that I cannot blame this person. This person can do whatever they want, but I'm in their space, and that's the problem. So what does it say about me? I am the problem because I decided to play with this person. But that's also not why you eventually in that person's space. You eventually in that person's space because you follow the narrative of your story. You follow the frequency. You follow the thread of your momentum that eventually leading you into that person's space. No matter how bad that person's influence is in this world, no matter how much record that person has, and eventually just leading up into like you and that person have something in common. You and that person will benefit each other. So you take something, and that's why they also there to take something from you because you are providing two ways of connection, and that's why you are there. So putting blame on yourself doesn't work in this way because it's a collective work, you and them. And I also said, like I used to say to my college friends, is that if you have a conflict, even if that person is the major perpetrator of the conflict, the maker of the conflict, you are also the problem. No matter how small your part is, no matter how good your part in that conflict, you are also part of the problem. So look inside. Because it takes two people to tangle. No matter what the tanglement is, the good or the bad, takes two. You can blame the other person. You can eventually say, like, you hold a major portion of why this is becoming a conflict, but then you also have the problem. So, can't really say that you don't have anything to do, you have nothing to do with this, but eventually you both hold the key. So, instead of saying it that way, like that person is the problem, you also hold the problem. You also participate in the problem. Now, in this case with Oscar Patel, but the thing with the scammer is that you feel innocent. I don't know anything about this. I never checked the credential. I never intended to be in this person's scam activity history, even though we don't know that yet. But because the community is closed, I feel like we can put a stone on it to just say, okay, it's RIP now. But then, like, because the exchange already happened, there are your side and there are their side. Their side is already there. Like, you already know that they're a scammer. But on your side, how do you actually process this experience when you've been scammed by other people? Now, we need to look at the purity of this interaction, which is there is someone knocking on the door. I don't know who that is. Hmm. So, the purity of your connection, meaning that you have something light up and this person has it. In my case, I know that I'm not participating in this person's space because of my insecurities. I'm here because I have something physically going on that is taking my comfort into suffering because I don't feel comfortable in my own body. So I'm like, okay, I'm not here for the beauty because people in this space, especially like working on how to make you look like this, how to make you look like this. And I'm like, I don't fucking care how I look. I don't fucking like being human either. So what would I make myself the insecurity of it to be like this? I'm more like, I need to feel great in my own body. But my greatness is based on this symmetry, the symmetry of my body. And I know that that is the pure essence of why I'm there. So there are different scams in the world. You can be scammed because of the money. You can be scammed because of the experience. You can be scammed by anything, anything, anything. But that look into that purity itself. Why are you there? What is the core purpose you start the connection? If you know that the core purpose of that connection is based on fear, based on lack, it's not based on abundance, positivity, love, peace, understandable, and that stuff. Now that's more on you. Because then you need to know that the work, it's not about being grateful. The work is understanding you are working with the wrong problem. If you are here for the beauty, if you are in the Oscar Patel space and you are for the beauty, and you're like, I want to be beautiful. I don't want to go to surgery. I don't want to do anything else. I just like want to have the beauty based on my own effort. Great. But now since it has been out there, you can't really say it that you will get it. But then you still left with the insecurities of your beautiness because you're not beautiful yet. So the work, it's not about making yourself looks beautiful. It's actually how to make you feel beautiful. That's more of the work. Now, if you've been scammed with money, scam by money, meaning that I don't know why you've been scammed with money, but when I did, it's more like I don't want to work. I'm lazy. I just want a quick bucks. And I just don't want to work. My dad has been scammed, but I don't know why he chose to participate in a scammer. So look into that narrative. Why? What belief? What is the core? I don't want to work. This is like a quick buck for me. Now, if you're getting into a stock market with this, I wonder how is your journey? Because if you've been scammed while you are in this kind of narrative, you have a lot of things to work with. Because then you need to know that you are here to be participation of human life, human consciousness, human race. You are here to share whatever it is that you are here for. And you are here for the thrill. You are here for the excitement. So money have more with the productivity, with you, how you express yourself, how you participate in the communion exchange and all that stuff. How do you feel about the world? How do you feel about other people? How do you interact with other people? Now, if you are so independent with yourself and you just like, I don't want to work, I don't want to like spend any more than that, it tells more about your connection with human experience. And it has to do more about how do you feel love? Because if you don't love the human, you don't love yourself. Now, I feel like I never get too deep into the scam of money, but when it did happen to me, I'm like, how do you take care of the after effect. Let's talk about that later. So the purity of the things you get into. Why? Look into that first. And the next thing, when you find it, if your essence is pure, if your essence is not pure, it doesn't matter. But the next thing is that how do you actually translate the narrative that is going on right now? Meaning that now the narrative is changed because this person can get you there, can give you that. How do you still make peace with where you are, knowing that this person is doing something bad to you? How do you think we will do the story update here? First, we already covered that your core purpose of being in this person's space is that good or bad, positive or negative. But that's that person's space. Doesn't matter what. Let me catch my thought first. Because this process is a lot smoother. So I never really like share it in my own word, but we already cover like their story, but then it's our story that needs to be updated. But because we already covered the essence, we already know that we are here for this. So the story now change into something like, I'm here for this only. Have I got that? Now, I got it. No matter how long you are in this person's space, you already got it. Meaning that I got the key, I got the essence of fixing one of the problem that I have personally, which is like, and this is it. This is the end of our story. This is the end of our connection. We just cut off like that. So I don't hold any regrets, any guilt, any anger whatsoever. I'm just like, oh, I am sad that the connection is done. I wish like I can still get into his space. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still like have that mindset because then there are things that he said that eventually will lead me into something that because his work is done and he's been uncovered that eventually there is nothing that we can do. But then if you have not been in the length of where I am, which is like I've got what I need, then you got the revelation, which is like, what is your core purpose? Because if with money, you will never get the money back. If you are here for the information, which is like the Oscar Patel transformation, then you will eventually get something. And what is that? If you dial it down, if you like really zoom in into the information that you got from him, you're okay. That's the key. So now that you have the key, you can take that key somewhere else. Announce it to the world. Okay, I got this. Meaning like, okay, now that I know I got the shoulder done, I can like, okay, what's next? What can we fix? I also got my feet, the key to my feet asymmetry, and it's still not here yet because I need to massage it really well, just like whenever I have knots. But then like, okay, so we announce it to the world, like where else does this lead me? So you are still positive about your journey. You're not necessarily binding him to be the sole person that will get you to where you want. Now, even if you are knowing that I want to be beautiful, you can still go into somewhere else. You can go into practitioner that have license in your town and have them work it for you. And then eventually you learn from them that, okay, you can actually massage it this way. Or maybe like you go into some therapy or somewhere you found it, oh, you can actually work it this way. But when it comes into the negative core purpose, the negative essence, you need to know that you need to work on that instead of this. Okay? Now this is a blunt way to say, like, you are working with the wrong problem, because eventually you are not here for the thing, and that's why like you feel hurt, you feel like because you're going deep into the negative emotion, negative momentum instead of the positive. So no matter what you do next, it will still be negative unless you are working on the things that is really the problem. That's it. That's the only thing that I can give you, which is not great, because then we need to uncover a lot deeper issues here, because then you are working with the identity, you are working with the um, abundance, with the manifestation and all that stuff. It has so many other issues that if you can like find someone who can help you deep dive into your own shit, that's probably a better idea. But the thing is that I got what I need, and I'm still positive about everything, because I know that even if he still continue into working the space, I will still be in it, because I know what I am here for. I can take care of myself. I know what I'm available for. So, because the first is the essence, the core essence of why you are entering someone else's space. And if you already got it covered positively, without any pain, without any shadow, and you are still confident in yourself, you know what you are here for, and it's good. But then also, like, there are other things that I want to cover in here, which is I actually already did. So I talk about, like, if you work on something, on your problem, the true problem of what you have, just like my rib cage that is affecting my shoulder, it will only happen once. You only need to work it once and it's gone. So if you are working with something, with the wrong problem, you will continue to have the same problem, because you're not working on the problem. You're just like laminating the outer layer of the problem itself without actually tackling the real problem. Now, if you keep having this, which is like what I also have, which is like, I work on this, doesn't clear. I work on the back of my arm. It doesn't clear. It's still half there. It's still going on there. I work on the shoulder. It's still there. And now, eventually, I found through him, which is like my rib cage, and I'm clear. So that's one of the things, is that if you keep finding yourself having the same shit, that is not the key solution. Just so you know. And you need to know, you need to admit that eventually, I think I'm working with the wrong problem. So what is the true problem here? Now, look at yourself. Look at the why you are entering something. And if you can just say it in your own words, like take your phone and turn on the recording and say it there in the most purest energy, and leave it, because now you are still in the energy of it. You cannot see the unseen. Now, when you are shifted into a different energy, you are more receptive, you are more open and positive about life. Listen to it again. What do you hear? Now, I used to do this, I didn't record it, I didn't write it. I'm just like in my meditation session, which is like an hour or 2 hours long, which is what I did back in 2018. Is that why am I working? Why am I looping into the same shit over and over again and over again? I'll never get out from it. And I'm like, and I rewind it deeper, a lot deeper, a lot deeper. And I was like, this the problem. This. This is why you are repeating the same shit, because you're not looking at the real problem. You are looking at different problem. You don't want to tackle the real problem. So you're still having it. It took me a couple of sessions because my nervous system at the time was like wreck shit, because I have been in the zone of I want to experience suffering, and it took me quite a while to actually get that. So I'm not gonna lie, if you are not if you don't find it at once, it's okay. You can have the next time to take that enlightenment, that insight. So use whatever tools you feel you are that is pulling you. You can write it, you can record it, or record it like this. Whatever feels comfortable with you. Or you can talk to someone. That is also one of the ways, because there are people who can't speak to themselves, and I'm capable enough to speak to myself without anyone listening, because I'm the the sole listener in here. And also, like, I have other guides that is spiritually connected with me, and I can like help ask for help from them to actually like point it out here, and I see it, and I'm like, oh, okay. This is not the video that you're looking for. I just want you to know that eventually it will help you some way and somehow. So if you are here listening to the end, thank you. But also, like, I wish the best of you. You don't need this, but I wish you the best, because eventually you get the best of the best based on your core foundational belief, and also the core foundational purpose of why you're doing things. It's not up to me, it's up to you. So thank you for listening. I hope it gets you somewhere. I'll see you tomorrow.